think it's important for people to understand that what changes in the customer's mind might not just be logical, rational considerations. For example, I'm looking for something that's lower price. It actually might be emotional considerations. I think back to the example of Hyundai during the Great Recession, where every auto manufacturer saw their sales plummet. Hyundai actually increased their market share during the Great Recession by 40% in North America. And what they did is they realized by going out into the wild that people had a new emotional need during the Great Recession. And that was they were afraid they were going to lose their job. And that's why they weren't going to the car showrooms. They didn't want to buy a car and then be saddled with car payments they couldn't afford if they got laid off. And so Hyundai came out with this new assurance program, they called it, which basically said, hey, you buy a car from us and within a year, if you're laid off, just bring it back, no questions asked, we'll forgive all remaining payments. That was a departure from how car makers traditionally fought downturns, where they would use financing deals and rebates on cars. But what was happening during the Great Recession is people didn't have a logical, rational need that was coming to the forefront. It was an emotional need. It was fear that I was going to be laid off. And so Hyundai smartly stopped focusing on sales incentives and started focusing on fear mitigation. And that made all the difference for them.
And if I remember right from the book, in that situation, the number of people that actually followed through and asked for it to be able to turn the car back in was microscopic.
That's right. So the program existed for 3 years, and over the course of that 3-year period, 300 cars were returned. And what that really underscores is that the need that Hyundai was addressing as the Great Recession came upon the market was not a logical, rational need, right? I mean, people actually didn't get laid off as they were fearing. What Hyundai was addressing was an emotional need. It was the emotional need to know, just in case, if I am laid off, I feel confident now that Hyundai has created this assurance program and I'm going to be okay.